Welcome YouTube, this is the Velvet Locks with another story time. That's right you guys, I have another story time for this Vlogmas Christmas month. Alright, so to me it's more of a story timers month. Alright, now we are going way back to when I was a little girl. Let me just give you some info and some details on the kind of childhood that me and my brothers had. All right, we were like, now we're talking maybe like, wow, I think I was more of in high school, junior high school, I think it was. This is around junior high school years. And, you know, me and my brothers were like the pranksters. We were like the three little rascals. We constantly, that was our show. We watched that religiously. And back then they didn't really have a whole lot of things going on as far as shows, but that was one of our favorites. So that was before we found out it was a racist show. But anyways, we grew up on the Little Rascals. Now our thing was always playing pranks on each other, always trying to get each other in trouble, always trying to one-up each other. But I was more of the sister that snitched. I was the one that always got them in trouble because I was the oldest. Okay, that was my job. I was supposed to make sure that all was well in the home. So my brothers always did silly things, crazy things, and so did I. Now, when we were growing up, all the kids used to love to come to our house. Our house was the fun house. I mean, they didn't come inside our house because our parents were strict. Like I mentioned before, my parents were strict. So they would come out, hang out on the backyard, in the backyard, and maybe even come inside the house, but we would hang out in the basement. So that was our thing, you know. Always the fun house, always played outside. I mean, back then, life was so much simpler as a child. Well, you know, we played games outside. We mostly played outside. These days kids sit around a table, sit in a room, play on their computer, play on their little game systems, and that's what they call fun. Well, back then we actually ran, jumped, played, did outdoor activities and games where we also got exercise, okay, and fresh air. So now this one particular day, now like I told you, I was the oldest and I was always the snitch. So one day, you know, me and my brothers and our friends were outside playing, and we played games like Ring and Run. You know, I don't know if you knew about games like that. Fun, exciting games, but they were a little troublesome because what you did was you would run up to somebody or sneak up to somebody's doorbell, ring it, and then run and hide, okay? So that was the excitement, you know, just running before they actually saw you running, all right? So we played that a lot. I mean, tag, red light, green light. I mean, we was doing it all. So we were outside playing one day, and I don't even know what possessed my brother to do this, but the guys, of course, decided to throw rocks. Now they're throwing rocks across the street. They're throwing rocks. I don't even know if they even had a target that they were aiming for, but they was just throwing rocks. Well, my youngest brother decided to throw a rock, and he actually hit somebody's car glass mirror, and he broke it. Now we were like, ooh, you know, like it was ridiculous because the thing is he was throwing it while the car was moving. So he was throwing rocks, and it seems like he was throwing them at a moving car. Oh boy, I tell you. Well, the person who was driving the car saw what happened, saw him throw the rock, and saw the impact that the rock made, and it shattered his side view mirror. Well, he hopped out the car. He was fuming. He was ready to go. Now, my little brother, I don't know what possessed him to think of this, but as the man started getting, like, you know, excited and irate, wanted to know, you know,
all right, where do you live?
You know, he's holding on to my brother, and he's like,
where do you live? I need to talk to your parents right away.
Now I'm cracking up because, you know, back then it was always about one up on the next person. So we always laughed when the next one got in trouble because we were troublesome like that. So this man is holding my brother, and he's like, you know, demanding to know where he lives, because I think at this time we was around the corner from where we live. We were all over the neighborhood. So now, just so happens one of our older neighbors, and he's like an older brother, put it that way. He was much older, and he lived on the block. Well, he was walking down the block and saw the commotion. So he's walking over. Now, he saw it was my younger brother. Now, he was a well-loved little boy in the neighborhood. Everybody and their mama loved him. He was just very charming, charismatic, and cute. Now, that neighbor that walked by, we're going to call him CeeLo. CeeLo. Now, CeeLo just happened to be walking by and saw the commotion, saw it was his little brother in trouble. So, of course, my little brother decided to say, "Oh, that's my father, that's my father." Just so that he can try to get out of this thing by going through CeeLo instead of actually, instead of this man actually talking to our dad. So, CeeLo's standing there, and my little brother's like, "Yeah, that's my father, that's my father." So,
of course. You know me. I was the snitch.
and I'm like, "Oh, no, no, no."
No, that's not my father. I said, that's my brother. But we live around the corner. I'll take you to where we live so you can talk to my dad.
So me and my little proud self walking around the corner with this man trailing. Because, I had to tell Dad what was going on, because little man was trying to get some other person to act like it was him. So now, ring the bell, go inside, tell my dad what's going on. He comes out. Now, him and this man is talking. So he invites the man in the house so they can sit down and have a conversation. So, my dad was, like I told you in the prior video, my family was strict and old school. They're from Jamaica, okay? They don't stand for no mess. They don't stand for no foolishness. And sure enough, no extra expenses, because this was more like in the early 70s. Because, yes, I graduated from junior high school in the 70s. So, yeah, this was in the 70s. So, of course, it was very expensive back then, and they were middle class. So all this extra expense is not something that was something they were looking for. Well, anyways, now my brother is in the house, and I guess he's standing in the living room where this man and my dad is talking. So I decided now to go and sit on my parents' bed and watch TV while they were talking, because, I'm trying to listen. I'm trying to hear the deets.
So I'm in there cracking up, because yes, I got him. He's in trouble. Yeah.
Okay, that's the kind of sister that I was. I was like Angelica of the little Rugrats, okay? So anyways, I'm listening and I'm watching the TV, and I'm listening and I'm watching the TV. And my dad, you heard his voice go from 0 to 100 in like 1 second, okay? 1 second, from 0 to 100. So I knew when he heard what he did, what my brother did, he wasn't happy, because now he got to go inside his pocket and pay this man for what my brother did. So like I said, I heard his voice go from 0 to 100. So I'm laughing. Now I'm sitting on my parents' bed, and I'm facing the TV. And right next to the TV stand, maybe about a couple feet, is the door, the entrance to their room. And then from there you see the hallway, you see the kitchen. I mean, not the kitchen, you see the bathroom. And then further down the hall in the hallway is my brother's room. So I'm sitting there now, and I heard my dad's voice go up. And all of a sudden, I heard, whoosh. Now when I heard the, I looked at the door, because I was getting ready to go and see what was going on, because he was catching it. So I was getting ready to do this while I'm looking at the door. Just in time, because it was like a scene from Superman. I kid you not. It was a scene from Superman, because not only did I see my brother, I saw my brother. Now, once I heard the psh, 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 and I went to stand up and was looking at the door as I was getting ready to get up from sitting on my parents' bed, just in time to see my brother flying past the door into his room. Now, when I say flying, I don't mean he was booking, he was running. No, no, no. No. He was literally in the air. Feet up in the air. Hands looking like he's trying to brace a landing. And was flying through the air past the door. Past my parents' room door. Now, that was the most funniest thing I have ever saw. Because then after I saw him passing, zooming past, flying past, I heard, so I guess he must have landed someplace in the room. And I'm there cracking up, cracking up, cracking up. So, like, after the guy left, my dad came back and was yelling and screaming and all of this, because now he got to come out of his pocket and spend money and pay for this man's side view mirror that my brother broke. But I really enjoyed that day, because back then it was fun trying to get your siblings in trouble, and it was fun just trying to one up each other. And that's all we did as children. We always tried to play pranks on each other. We always cracked jokes, you know, we snapped on each other. But this was the topper at that time, to see my brother flying through the air like Superman. And he wasn't touching the ground, not one bit. I tell you, it must have been a good 25 feet of flight before he landed. 25 feet of flight in the air. So yes, you guys, you know, your girl here has came a long way. Because yes, I was the big sister and I was the snitch of the family. Okay. All right, you guys, so that's it for this story time on this Vlogmas Story Month. And I have another doozy coming. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thumbs up this video if you want to hear more story times. And don't forget to join me in the next video.